Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today I've popped out to visit HRO in Lamborghini Pangbourne, and I've come out in the Ferrari, which I feel is rather rebellious, the Italian rival parked right outside. But today is gloomy and grim again, as is always the way in England. But I'm here today because we're going to be shooting a little video with this, the Huracan LP610-4 Spyder. So I had a pretty good stint very recently in the Huracan Coupe. Today we're going to be taking out the Spyder, and hopefully at some point we will have a very brief moment with the roof down if the weather allows us. It's drizzling at the moment, but it's not too bad. Now this car looks really cool in my mind with the black and with the gold wheels. I've got a thing for gold wheels at the moment. I think they look really cool. And on here as well, you've got a gold badge at the rear. So I'm going to go out for a drive with Craig, the sales manager here, and we'll talk a lot more about it, show you the roof, show everything. But I'm just going to whiz up this way for a moment. Always some nice cars here because you've got Aston Martin, Bentley and Lamborghini next to each other. And the colour of this Continental GTC, the like magenta-y, pinky, I think that's quite cool. Kudos to the person who buys that. So, little line of Bentleys. I'm probably going to move this away because I don't think they will necessarily like the FF being lurked right outside. But the Huracan's profile from the side here does look very cool. 610 horsepower, 7-speed double clutch gearbox. The Spyder they've just introduced with the fabric roof that folds back, and you've got the rear window as well. Which I just remembered I do have the key in my pocket, so we can have a little look at this car in slightly more detail. I like that with the stitching as well, that sort of matches into the exterior. So I talked a lot about the car when I drove it on track recently, but I guess what we're looking at today is, can you drive a Huracan Spyder in the rain? Yeah, we'll take it for a little cruise. Okay, I'm also going to whiz inside the showroom for a moment, so lock that back up, because in here there are always some nice cars to take a little look at, and actually in particular the Italian flag, the tricolore of Huracans. Well, not Huracans, but one Huracan, two Huracans and an Aventador Roadster there as well in the red. That's the LP580-2, the rear wheel drive car, slightly different front bumper. And look, and then the red SV that we saw when I was here before. I came down to catch up with a friend and his new Aventador Miura edition, as well as the SV Roadster, so that was a cool day. Check that out as well. But we shall go find Craig, and then we will check out the Huracan Spyder. So Craig's joined us.
Good afternoon,
How's it
everybody.
going? Fire it up. I like how you left it there long enough to do a cold start. Goodness. That is actually really loud. It reminds me of my old R8 Spyder, similar engine of course, 5.2 V10. Goodness me. It sounds rather loud right now.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's the cold start with the race exhaust.
Ah, so we've got the race exhaust on here. Okay, exactly. Shut off the radio for a moment. And the good old digital display. I've shown it a lot of times, but that screen is really one of the most amazing highlights.
Yes, there's three different modes. You have the rev counter, and you can have the split screen, which is quite handy if you've got your navigation on, so you can see where you're going. So on here, and then you can make the screen big.
Yeah, it's a very nice, very nice bit of technology, and it's all controlled through that.
Exactly that. And then this car has the optional cruise control, so it's the first Lamborghini model to have cruise control.
Is it?
Yeah.
Never had cruise control on a Gallardo or? No. Okay,
no,
good to know.
So
I mean, that's a lot of what the Huracan's about, though, isn't it? It's just easier to use.
Yeah.
Still has the looks and drama of a Lambo.
Usability.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. So initially, there was a tiny shelf behind there in the coupe, but it was a tiny shelf.
Yeah.
But you lose that for the roof.
Exactly that.
It will stir away. So I guess we'll get on the road. We'll put the roof down for a little bit later because it would be criminal not to. But let's enjoy the Huracan Spyder.
So obviously it's in a warm-up cycle, so it only revs to 6,000 on the warm-up.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. So when the Huracan's cold, it electronically controls your revving.
Exactly that.
So that you don't destroy the engine, which is something so many people seem to do these days, jump in a car and rev to the red line from the word go. Although it probably does slightly incorrectly let you assume that you should drive it from the word go up to 6,000 RPM.
Exactly, that's where the oil temperature gauge comes in. So the oil temperature gauge really is the...
Yeah, there on the centre screen.
Yeah, so you need to be up to 90 degrees really.
Yeah.
Before you
for sure.
Start to use a bit of rev range.
Are there any changes to the Spyder versus the Coupe other than the top, the rear deck?
I don't believe so. Obviously, it still uses the lower carbon tub. From model year 16 onwards, obviously had the new options of the cruise control. I believe there's software revisions that have happened over time. You know, with every manufacturer, I think there is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's so much you can do now with the software controlling the hardware in the cars. You can configure it, change it, adapt and learn, and I guess all the companies are constantly trying to develop and make their cars even better.
Yeah, I think one of the most impressive things for me is is when you drive this, it doesn't feel like a cabriolet.
No, right now it feels exceptionally coupe-like.
Yeah.
There's no extra noise. There's no uncomfort. I mean, we're driving in Strada, so that's the sort of quiet, normal, gentle mode.
Street mode, let's say.
Street mode, yeah.
Strada. Sport is how we'd normally drive, with the exhaust valves open. Just
exhaust valves open and automatic, dropping some gears a little bit sooner.
Steering also gets tighter.
Okay.
Suspension sets itself up as well for more of a direct feel, sportier drive.
Okay. And then, as I know from experience, when you're on the track, you put it in Corsa, it gets a lot harder, so you don't really want to do that.
Completely, yeah. So also, when auto as well, the auto gearbox is very good. So when you're in sport, if you just hover over the brake pedal and press gently, it will come down the gears.
It's exceptionally responsive. That's one of the things I really like, is how quickly it detects that you're wanting it to shift down a gear. So you're never even in automatic fumbling for the can I get down a gear? Can I get down a gear?
No, definitely
ready to go. And I noticed also we got a little bit of cracking from the exhaust there.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna jump the gun. The rear window.
Yep.
Yes, you can put down the rear window, and then you get a little bit of V10. So even on a day like today, if you want to have the roof down, or sorry, the roof up, because it's a little bit wet. That is so good! That was one of my things. So, I mean, as you know, I drove the Huracan Coupe and the 570S back-to-back recently, which was really interesting. The Huracan, from a sound point of view, just wins on every front. Because the V10, well, V10s are one of the best engines. And in here, with that noise, just give us a little crack. It snaps. It's so... And this is the factory race exhaust.
Yeah. Just makes you smile.
The noise is amazing. It's... I don't know how to describe that sort of after snap. I don't know if it will come out on the camera exactly the same as we hear it.
Yeah.
Because it's
a lot deeper than the standard exhaust.
Yeah,
it's in the note.
You don't...
The pops are a lot crisper.
Yeah.
And it's different every time, I think.
Yes. We're getting different sort of levels of cracking and things going on behind us. Okay, not bad, not bad. So, roof down time. Do it while you're driving. Is it 30 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour?
30 miles per hour, 50 kilometers an hour. It takes between 17 and 18 seconds to do.
Okay, that tucks away behind us. That's better. That's a good sound. And it feels super low, roofline.
Yeah.
That's my immediate observation is you feel like you've got a sort of speedster. I don't know, like really low rate windscreen in front of it. I mean, the Huracan always has had this really low rate window down towards the front.
Yeah.
But now it feels like I don't know how to open race car. Almost.
Yeah, I get
I think that would be a good way to explain it.
A Porsche Speedster.
Yeah,
similar.
So I'm going to try a bit of Corsa for the noise. Oh, okay.
Deeper.
Much deeper crack. That's a silly noise. That's just silly. It's giggles on demand.
Definitely, yeah.
Pull that left paddle and then wait a second.
You just want to keep...
thing right now is, even though it's drizzling, obviously the whole convertible, if you're actually moving, you don't get wet, he says, just as we come to have to come to a stop behind a tractor. But in a convertible, obviously, if you're going forwards, over what, 50 miles an hour or so, you don't get wet at all.
No.
Which is always tractors in the countryside.
The impressive thing for me is the ride quality. Because the road we've got here, as you can see, there's plenty of tractors on the roads. The roads do get worn away, but the ride is really good, even in the Corsa mode.
I forgot we were in Corsa.
Yes, it's the firmest setting.
Okay, I noticed when I was driving on track how much firmer Corsa was on track.
Yeah.
The car really stabilised in Corsa versus in Sport.
Yeah.
It made quite a significant difference. But on the road, it's actually not translated badly.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, you gotta have it. If you buy a Huracan, buy the racing sauce. No question. Craig has just pointed out something to me that I didn't previously know, which is there is an optional cup holder now in the Huracan. How cool is that, the way it comes out? I am literally mesmerised by this. I could do this all day. Just like... Okay, then swap round time.
Exactly that.
And we're doing this right in a tunnel, which sounds good to me. Just waiting for the car to come past, because... Right. So before I even move the seat or anything... And the echoes.
It's fantastic. Just makes you smile.
Phenomenal. Manual in Sport for the moment. Just getting reaccustomed to the car, drive it normally. The shifts are so fast. They just blip, like driving a little bit more gently, they just blip straight into That's ridiculous. The noise is just absolutely ridiculous, and there are some guys here who have certainly just been listening to what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Wondering what's going on, but... give a little spur to lift off.
Yeah.
Just to hear the
exactly that
noise cracking off. Even in fourth gear. That noise is utterly ridiculous. It's absurd. Okay then.
I think what blows me away in this is the weather. You know, even in the winter, I used to
be honest, yeah, I mean, I haven't even turned on my heated seat at all, which obviously you can do, but I'm not feeling uncomfortably cold or anything at all. Warmed by the engine,
exactly,
the sound. But no, there are lots of good vents in front, so the heating is really quite good.
I think smiles keep you warm.
Yes, smile is keeping me very warm.
In the sport mode, it is more rear drive biased.
Okay, yeah.
Also, it's more four-wheel drive biased.
So the car can shift how the four-wheel drive system's doing its thing.
Electronically.
What sort of numbers?
I believe sport, it can be up to 85% rear.
Okay, cool. That's still like recipe for fun, but the ability to use the front to pull yourself out of trouble.
Exactly, yeah.
This is one of the best sounding cars ever. Ridiculous. Okay, so let's try in Corsa. Firming stuff up. It's immediately a lower rumble.
Yeah.
The noise is a different tone. Shift is a bit more violent as well. You can feel that straight away.
It's a lot more urgent.
Yeah. Tunnel ahead. I'm going to go back down to Sport because I rather like the slightly extra crackles you get in Sport. So let's accelerate through. You can time it just after you lift off. Yeah, you get substantially more crackles in Sport mode than you do in Corsa, but I guess Sport is built for fun. Corsa is built for a fast lap.
Exactly that.
Sport is character. It has a lot of it as we drive through here. As we exit the sleepy village. It's so quick as well. So quick. I think one of the cool things is, even when you accelerate hard in what is a greasy, wet, slippy sort of condition kind of day, no traction light, no loss of control, and that's the major advantage of four-wheel drive.
Oh, completely,
Just away you go.
Obviously with the chassis as well, being 45% more rigid than Gallardo.
Yeah.
With the magneto ride put together, it makes it a really, really nice platform.
Thinking about the rigidity side of it, I haven't felt driving like this there's any loss in here versus Coupe.
No, definitely
I'm
not.
not feeling it flexing in the way that certain other Italian cars in the past I might have felt flexed.
Yeah.
In here, it feels quite decent still.
Definitely.
I mean,
the
I guess-
bulk, you normally feel it in the bulkhead, but you don't. It's very, very rigid but comfortable.
Yeah, it has to be built, I guess, this way because it's a soft top roof. It's not a firm, fixed piece. I could just do that non-stop all day. Oh, goodness me. What an exhaust system.
Works perfectly with the Spyder, I think.
Sorry?
It works perfectly with the Spyder.
Perfect combination. Top down, even on a day like today when it's slightly drizzling and gloomy. Still utterly brilliant. I was like rock walls. The guy behind was like, "What are you doing?" But it's a natural addiction to sound.
It makes them keep away though.
Yeah, yes.
There's a benefit.
Had to be done. And then the roof back up. Nice and smoothly. Could have done that, I suppose, while we were parking, but let it roll right now. What a phenomenal sound. Really cool car to drive.
Yeah.
Spyder every time. I imagine pretty much anybody ordering a Huracan now must be on for the Spyder.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a considered car.
Sad times. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
No worries.
Now we have made a complete and total mess of the car. Taking out a completely flat black car on roads that dirty has resulted in probably the dirtiest Huracan Spyder you're going to see in a while. Literally black is the worst colour for showing up dirt and grime, but this car does have full paint protection film, so completely protected, no worries, just all that mud and dirt from the country lanes, especially out near the tunnel. And the gold wheels still look very good though. But that will go back now. Oh, it's even worse on this side. Obviously the pavement side. Oh well, fun and games. The car is looking awesome nonetheless with the roof down. Just take a quick look at the rear deck here. The new sort of look and style that you get. Obviously to house the fabric roof folded back away in there. I hadn't necessarily noted those. Sort of wind deflectors just behind the seats. I guess working with the windows. To keep airflow out, because it was really rather good from that point of view. You didn't feel like there's a dramatic amount of wind coming into the canopy, so that was cool. Now, I'm going to be slightly critical, because I have one sort of bugbear with the Lamborghini Huracan, which is, to me, I find the seats really firm. The ride itself is not that firm. It's the sort of way the padding is. I find it sort of gets my lower back, especially when I did a long drive in it, and I start to feel it slightly in here. Now, I have a bad back because I injured myself badly when I was a little bit younger, but that was my small little thing in here too. Overall though, what a machine. That exhaust system is freaking mental, truly tremendous. I mean, that sounds utterly amazing. The cracks and snaps are so loud. I can't wait to actually watch back the video and see if they come across anywhere nearly as sort of loudly and visceral as they are in person. But I've really quite actually enjoyed driving the Huracan Spyder. On track, I felt it wasn't perhaps as perfectly balanced as I might have liked it to be, but out on the roads, it really does gel and you just feel completely at home. You've got a safety net with the car, and it's just a brilliant car for driving in roads and conditions like today. Just an awful lot of fun. So big thanks to Craig for setting up today, letting me come down to drive the Huracan Spyder here at HRO and Lamborghini Pangbourne. And thank you, of course, to you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like the car, although I'm pretty sure you probably do, because because as Solomon Drid would say, Lamborghini! Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.